Hello and welcome back. So we're actually beginning to see our character come into shape. So let's move on and create the other facial features. I want to start with the ear and let's just zoom in here. And I noticed she doesn't have the other ear, maybe because I held this tilted, but we need to have another ear here. So we'll create one ear and then work on the other ear. So there are two ways we can do the ear. We can use an ellipse and then add a shape inside, or we can use the pen tool. So I'll just use the pen tool and start from here, here, and here, and I'll go back up and close this shape. So I'll go ahead and just click over here. Next, I'll use the node tool and just click and drag away like that, and then drag this section right here a little bit. So if we click away, you actually we have our ear, but here is looking a little bit of looking too sharp. So I'll just drag this curve here and we'll just push this section a bit like that, any shape we want, because it's going to be behind our character anyway. So we can just turn that off and see some of that difference. So next, you can actually see we have another shape inside. So I'll just use the pen tool and start from, say, here and end just one line like that. And I'll go over here and just pull this till we have that nice little shape that represents the character's ear. Again, this is going to be hiding behind the face shape. So, but just let's name it so we can actually have something cool here. So I'll hold Control and click on this second curve. I'll hit Control G and I'll call that our ear. Just like that. And to duplicate that, let's just call that ear underscore R, which is the right ear. I'll hit Control J to duplicate the entire group. So I'll double click the group and I'll say ear underscore L for our left ear, and I'll hit over to the move tool, hit the move tool, hit this flip to flip the shape, hold shift, click, and I'll drag away just so I can have some of that ear here. So I'll just have it over there and I'll slightly move it up a little bit. So this is going to be hidden from our view actually. So I'm just going to adjust that. But for this, I'll just hit Control G and group everything, and I'll call that the ear. Now, what we're going to do is to quickly work on the hair. For the hair, if we look at our character design, we have the front hair and we have the back hair. So for the face, let's group everything together so we can turn them on and off. So I'll click the ear, hold shift, click the face, which is at the bottom, and I'll group everything. I'll hit that Control G and I'll call that group face like that. So you can see we have a nice little face group. I'll just save this as, so let's go to save as, and I'll call that return underscore 04. Let's just call that face, and I'll save it as this version. So what I'll do now is to work on the back hair. And to do that, very straightforward, let's create a polygon shape. Now we're going to have two sections for the hair, or even three sections. First is going to be the back hair, the front hair, and then we have some of this nice little curve we want. Or we could just create two sections, just the back and the front hair. And I think it's nice to create these three sections, not two, because we can always change this design in case our character is flipped or she's looking up. We can always change this section right here. So let's quickly create the face. Let's create a nice little polygonal shape, nothing too complicated. In fact, I'm going to make it look like a nice little starry shape. We can add one here, down here, and then close this. So let's get back to our node tool so we can start now adding some of these differences. I'll just drag this here. Let's drag this one down, and we'll just push this section like so, and we'll just push this one down. So this is going to be our back here, but you can actually see it looks very weird. So let's fix that weirdness. So first are these points, they are too sharp, so I'll just turn this point into a curve, and the same thing here. I'll just drag this. I think it's nice. I think it's okay like that. I don't need to overdo that and create any other problems I don't want. So you can see it's not really cooperating, so I just have to go to this Bezier handle and try to adjust this. We still have another handle here, it's hiding, so sometimes it hides based on the zoom, but you can actually see you can align these shapes just by playing with those Bezier handles to have something quite nice and have some of that puffy here. Now we might not necessarily need this point, we don't need this point. I can delete that, but it's okay, it's not really making the design look very strange. So now we've created our hair, I'll just call that the back underscore hair. And what I'll do is to save this as a version where I've actually have the hair. So I'm just going to go to here, Rita 05, and I'll just say hair, like so. So in our next lesson, we're going to start working on the front section of the hair. So thanks very much and see you in the next lesson.